Hi, my name is Michael Lipton. I'm the writer-director on 1300. I also worked on the photography with Brian Nolte and edited part of it. The whole thing. I am here to tell you 13 fun facts about 1300. If you've seen the film, this is a way to deepen your appreciation and know more about the behind the scenes. If you haven't seen it, then I recommend maybe not watching this if you don't like spoilers. If you did see it but you didn't like it, another way to kill 10 minutes. The book. Got it right here. Oh, crap. By Jubal, A History, by Richard Wolff, author of the acclaimed Rogue Hall, Lipton Brothers Publishing Co. Yeah, I made the book. The book is $22.99, and I think that's a little steep. So it's not a very good book. That's kind of the whole point. It's somewhere of a mix between like King's Row, which is, I would say, a somewhat traditional, although like still pretty seditious novel, and Gravity's Rainbow. You know, writing a book with no concern for it being any good.
D. Lowry's Flow. Oh God. Flock in Nasin Pilification naturally surmise that.
It's incredibly easy. There were a couple of visual inspirations for this film. Okay, that's a lie. There's really just one, and it was Ozu. There are ways that I'm copying it that are very by the book. I mean, I only used one lens. I'm typically shooting from low angles, and I have a kind of like agnostic subscription to continuity. But something that really attracted me to his work was like objective and calm distance. Like the whole scenario is completely bad, but I just found it so funny, this idea of approaching that with an attitude, something akin to, yeah, this is a thing that happens. Here's like a nerdy fact. We shot entirely during the day. So what we did was we actually built a tent outside of this window using a series of flags, floppies, duvetine, and black gaff tape in order to just seal out all available sunlight. It basically just allowed us to light the scene the way that we wanted to. Now, outside we used a more complicated system. We built an entire Dyson sphere around the sun, and then during certain points during the day, we would rotate it so that it would block out all the sun, and then we could shoot as if it was an exterior night scene. A lot of films do that. Okay, so we're gonna call this a buffer fact. 13 fun facts is hard, so here we go. Okay, do you remember the scene where it's on the patio and there's a vacuum in the background? It doesn't work anymore. I was vacuuming my room one day and it broke. I don't know what happened. I looked inside of the deposit for where all the gunk goes into, popped it back in. I don't know, the thing just like shorted. And I still have it. So the poster was drawn by me. My mom was an art teacher. She taught me how to draw. It's come in handy a lot. It took about 3 days to complete the whole thing. First day to do some studies. Second day to actually do the final version of it. And then the third day I threw it into Photoshop and started playing around with formatting and doing the accreditation on it. In film, what I like is that you can both create a verisimilitude where no one can really tell all the little things that you're doing to like thread the needle on this. But at the same time, you can also just embrace like all of the artifice that goes into making a movie. You can kind of tell that there's like actually like fingerprints on it. Somebody made it. And I don't know how to explain it any better than that, but it's fun. I mean, yeah, that's a pretty good explanation. Okay, this is a fact. I don't know how fun it is, but during the patio scene where Max is dangling from the safety rail, he's not. He's on a ladder. But like the morning of the first day of shooting, I ran out to a Home Depot and bought like a 10-foot ladder, busted it out the second day, and we used it. That was great. I held onto the ladder, and then like 5 months ago, it was stolen. I really miss that ladder. You still having fun? Here's like actually a fun fact. 1300 is partially based on a true story. A friend of mine told me about how he used to stay up really late. 3 a.m. comes around. He's back at his house. Once he's back, he realizes that he left the house never taking his keys. And it's up on like a second story too, behind a gate, behind a fence. It's a whole thing. You need the keys. So what he did was he would sneak around the back and, okay, look, he's a good person. I love him to death. You'd love him. Walking safe. He'd climb his way up. He would sneak across a brick wall. He'd climb in. Well, he has to leap. He leaps to the banister, climbs his way up, unlock the back door, which typically was unlocked. And why would you? Why would you lock it? And he would sneak through his roommate's room while he was sleeping and then go to bed. I don't think his roommate ever woke up. I don't think his roommate knows. And my friend, who's a great guy, love him to death, has probably done this. A living, walking saint. I'm telling you, I'm a great guy. Probably has done this like a dozen times. Maybe 3 dozen. I'm just, I haven't talked to him about it in like 2 years. So I don't know. I don't know. Tal Heruty did double duty on this. She was the wardrobe master and she also was the art director. And she got most of her props and wardrobe out of one Goodwill outlet store. That's pretty impressive, gotta say. Yeah, she did a tremendous job. Max, we gave him that jacket, but I believe Tal's brother wears the jacket now, and he loves it tremendously. Is that fun? Willow's shirt, the I Heart Chainsmoking shirt, was actually like a last minute swap out because it was just kind of funny. She got the shirt from Ben Floss, who was the AD, the co-producer, the colorist, and he even had a cameo in it that I forced him into.
Where's everyone?
This is mainly due to like a deep-seated need I have to make him play normies. So I'm just trying to get away with that for as long as possible until he demands that I stop. We've done so much together. I've shared so many drafts of this with him. He was so hardworking. I mean, he just brings so much to set every single time. And I want to say thank you. The clock in the scene, we had batteries in it, so it was actually ticking, and then we had to take the batteries out. That's not fun. Another audio issue was on the patio scene. In one of the shots, we would actually, because I wasn't sure when we were going to cut, I told Ryan to lob the flowers from downstairs into the scene. And I gotta give him credit, he had great aim. But, because of that, our boom operator, Michelangelo, was like constantly having to dodge this bouquet of flowers. My idea. And then I think there's one other audio issue, but it wasn't really like a sound issue. Ashton had taken a bunch of photos of him and Michelangelo, I think while he was doing continuity notes, and somehow one of the photos was just on the front screen of Ashton's phone during mid-take. And so when he's getting his phone in the shot and he looks down,
that's a lot of dudes. Yeah, I just wanted to thank you for it.
Oh, and can you let the other guy know if you see him?
Other guy?
hold on, let's just take a second. Ryan, I don't think it's quick. The music. Oh my god, the music. So it was composed by Louis Weeks and Noah Berman, who did a fantastic job. The 3 and only 3 influences were Bossa Nova pioneer Antonio Carlos Jobim, Alice Coltrane, and Miles Davis. If you liked the score, I would recommend you check out the albums Stoneflower, Coltrane Reflection on Creation and Space, and Working with the Miles Davis Quintet. Bam. So there was a shot list, but that was mainly for the sake of building a schedule. Okay, so usually when I'm working, I like to have a storyboard so that I can like visually elucidate everything that I want. But I remember before we started, I was listening to a podcast with commercial director Miles J, and he talked about how after a while he stopped wanting to do storyboards and wanted to bring more, like he'd have like a wall set up where he would just have like photos pinned to it, and that whenever he was like trying to figure out how the next shot should look, he would look at the wall and start to figure out from there. So for this one, I took a corkboard, printed out a bunch of photos, pinned them up on the wall, and then in between shots, myself and my assistant cameraman, Brian Nolte, would just like walk away, look at it, talk for a minute, and then come back and figure it out from there. Okay, 13. I don't have a 13th fun fact. What? Yeah, no, this has been tough, but, fuck, hang on. Hello?
Terry, Fraxus reached the top of the ridge and drank in at once the whole of Jubal's row. The thickets of trees wetted his palate as
Come on.
Oh my god, pallets. Dude. Oh my god, dude. Okay. How much more time do you have? So, one of the props that we needed was 2 pallets. They were to act as like a kind of backboard for Willow's bed. And you can see them in the movie, like in the corner of one of the shots. Getting them was 2 different experiences. Very easy, and I won't go into it. I went to Home Depot and I asked, hey, do you have any pallets? Of course they do. They said, you can take 1. Okay, weird. Can I get 2? I'd pay. No, you can have 1 for free. Okay, sure. So I grabbed the pallet, I go. Kind of just thought I could just call up another place. It'd be as easy as that. Ask how much, whatever. I mean, like, ask how much, as long as it's under, like, look, if you try to order, like, one brand new, it's like $200, $300. And I'm like, no goddamn way. Yeah, dude, you call every place, and they kind of take it as, like, an insult that you want one. I don't know who fucked this up, but, yeah, trying to acquire a pallet was not easy, at least not in, like, a short span of time that I had. After you finish wrapping this thing, suddenly I'm finding free pallets everywhere. And it's not just like I'm finding them like against the wall or stacked up on the corner on a street, random street somewhere, because I am. But I'm also now seeing like